choking on anything.
Hey, Hallie. I know this seems out of nowhere, but what is one of your earliest memories?
Yeah, that was most definitely out of nowhere. My earliest memory, eh? I set my elbow on the table and my chin on my hand as I indirectly stare at the plate in front of me. It takes me a while to think back that far. Okay, I got it.
Aw.
So, I myself don't quite remember this, but my mom told me about something I did back when I was 2. Back then, my mom had her own garden out in our backyard, and I would constantly pick tomatoes off the vine and eat them. I guess my mom got so fed up with it that one day she explicitly told me, at the age of 2, not to take tomatoes off the vine anymore. Come 2 or 3 days later, she went out to her garden only to find bite marks, chunks missing from tomatoes still on the vine. I can't help but giggle to myself at her response, as her chopsticks are now spread across the table.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Heh, I thought it was too. I guess I was overthinking things, even when I was that young. How about you then? Or now, what about you is what that says. What's one of your earliest memories? She picks her chopsticks back up and starts clicking them against each other, whereas I take some rice and stuff it in my mouth.
Well, I remember one time when I was 3 years old. My parents and I decided to take our old boat out on the beach. We were all having a good time until my dad thought it was a good idea to pick me up and hold me over the open water. He said something like, "Are you ready to go in the water?" That scared me, as I didn't know how to make water not go up my nose at the time. Plus, I couldn't quite talk properly, so I couldn't shout no.
Her chopsticks leave her hand again as she brings both her arms up in the air. She starts doing some weird waving motions with them.
That's when he said, 1, 2, 3, and tosses me overboard into the water. Granted, I was wearing a life vest. It was still really scary. Do you know that burning feeling when you get water up your nose?
I can't help but let out a sigh as past experiences strike me. Ugh, I do, especially with all the sneezing that accompanies it. It made me cry a few times as a kid. What happened next, though?
Oh, my dad ended up shutting the boat off and hopping in to save me.
She does the finger quotes gesture when saying that last part. Wow, that does seem pretty scary, though. Does that mean you're afraid of water, then? Wait, that's a dumb question. Does that mean she wouldn't shower, then?
No, not scared. It has made me reluctant to learn how to swim. It's a shame. That took away part of my experience of going.
It's a shame. You don't care. Oh my god, man. That's when I set my forehead on her table at what I just thought of.
Allie, what is it?
I bring my head up to meet hers. I am reminded of this one song that used to play in the grocery store speakers when I was a kid. I don't know why I overthink and analyze stuff so much, but like I said earlier, I did it even when I was young. I don't know the name of the song, but it was this one girl where she's like, "You don't care, you don't see, you don't feel, you don't know." It's like, shut up! You can't read my mind. You don't know what I don't, that I don't feel, or that I don't care, or that I don't see. You can't read my mind. If anything, you're the one who doesn't know and doesn't see any, or see and all. Anyway, whatever. I don't know. Yuri giggles to herself as I bite into some broccoli to help calm myself down.
I understand what you mean, Hallie. I can be the same sometimes when it comes to overthinking stuff. I've had a similar problem with the one Hathaway song, the one that goes, "What is love? Baby, don't hurt me." It's like, has anybody ever stopped to think about the fact that that song makes no sense? It's like, first he's asking what is love, and that's fine. That's an introspective kind of question. But then it's like, "Baby, don't hurt me." So are you asking her what is love, or are you asking her not to hurt you?
Heh, you raise a fair point. Good to know I'm not alone when it comes to that kind of stuff. We both take bites out of the meal in front of us.
Oh, that reminds me. I don't know why this came to mind, but there was this one time when I was 6 years old. My parents had family over and I was playing with some of my relatives out by the pool. I really wish my mom wasn't recording us with her camcorder at the time. She has a tape of that day of me running around the yard screaming, "A bee! A bee!" The one time in my life where I was abnormally boisterous about something that frightened me, and I always got super embarrassed every time they played that tape.
Ouch. I'm guessing you're scared of bees too?
Well, I wouldn't say scared. Just really cautious around them.
Understandably so. They can be frightening at times.
Indeed.
Reaching into the rice to grab some, I lose my grip on it as it falls and sticks onto the palm of my hand. That's pretty annoying.
It's funny, though. Some of the things that stick with you like that, you know?
Yeah, tell me about it. She exhales loudly at my wordplay and the mess I've got myself into. I bet you were really cute as a kid, though. She looks away and blushes for the too many sevenths time.
Everybody tells me that, but I beg to differ.
She looks back to me and smiles somewhat confidently.
If anything, you've made yourself sound like the cute one at such an age.
My face turns red in response, to which I hide it in my hands for a bit. A few seconds pass, and I'm able to look back at her, who's giggling again. Oh, stop it, you. Next, I pick up the last piece of broccoli in front of us and look at it for a bit. Did you know I used to not like broccoli when I was young?
Oh?
Yeah, I really like it now, and I'm really happy that you made it today. Back when I was young, I just didn't like the taste of it. I tried telling my parents that it was full of poisonous vitamins. She sits her hands on the table again.
Even back then you were silly.
Oh yeah? Well, I take my free hand and place it so our fingers are safe and snug together. You never stopped being adorable, you know. Both of our cheeks turn bright red. This feels perfect, as if the butterflies in me are running laps around my heart. This doesn't last for long, as my eyes shift to what's left of the food in front of us. Does this mean we're done? Her smile seems to slowly fade away as she realizes what I'm looking at.
Unfortunately so. I'll take care of everything.
As my hand separates from hers, she gets up from her chair and takes away the plate and the bowl we used. I haven't got up from my chair yet, as I'm feeling more lazy than usual. Honestly, nap time sounds good right about now. Looking to the kitchen shows Yuri starting to mess around with her sink. I hope she doesn't mind me bothering her right now. I raise my voice a little bit so she can hear me from over here. Over here, not over there. Hey Yuri, can I take a nap on your couch?
Of course.
Cool. Getting up from her chair by using my arms to support me, I slowly make my way from her table to her living room couch. Laying down on my left side, I make a nice and comfy position on her couch. Despite there being no pillows around, I close my eyes for a bit and attempt to drift off into nap time. My eyes weren't even closed for 10 seconds and I am awoken by the feeling of my shoulder being tapped on. Huh? Yuri's standing in front of me, arms behind her back. What's going on?
Get up for a bit, please.
I'm too tired to question this. Doing as she says by lifting my head and upper back up, she takes a seat on the couch and pats on her upper legs. Placing my head where she patted, I immediately feel her warmth, which makes me more happy. She feels like the pillow that I could use right about now. As she brings a hand down to gently run through my hair, I don't quite know how to describe it other than magical. I guess that's how it feels. Looking up to try to meet her eyes, her breasts are kinda in the way, but I don't mind. They're not unwelcome, they make her that much more beautiful. Looking away from them to meet her eyes, she looks more than content right now. Done already?
That can wait until later. I just want to spend more time with you.
This girl, I swear. I try my best to reach for her free hand, which is a success. That's when I close my eyes and bask in this moment between us.
I just like looking at it.
What was that?
I just like being this close to you.
I don't care how dumb my smile looks right now. I do too. As I let out a light yawn, I can only assume that her smile is as dumb as mine was.
What's got you feeling so sleepy? This is the third time now, I think.
This usually happens after I eat. Doesn't that happen to you too? Or is it just me?
It might be just you, dear. That rarely happens to me.
Well, the thing is, after you eat, your body is sending a lot of blood to your stomach so it can digest the food, and that makes you tired because it's draining your energy. It feels like my stomach is taking up all my energy right now. Exactly! That's just what I explained! I figured as much. I think I got it from being human, because that's how that works. My mom or something. She always got really tired and napped all the time. Something about being... what's the word? I hate thinking of words when I'm this tired. Hypogenocide? Yuri laughs to herself.
Did you mean hypoglycemic?
I squeeze her hand harder in response to hearing the right word. Yeah, that. Just from hearing that word again, It's making me remember all the times my mom used it when I was a kid. Memories from my childhood surprisingly start flooding in as I stare at her ceiling. Hey Yuri, can I ask you something?
Of course.
I don't know why I just thought of this, but did you ever have those moments as a kid where you heard a certain word or phrase and you had no idea what it meant? And you couldn't find it in you to ask what it meant due to fear of what people's reactions will be? People's needs to be apostrophe. Oop, I think I stretched the screen a little bit. So you end up repeating said word or phrase while still not knowing what it means in hopes of someone knowing what you're talking about? So that you avoid the stress and worry about the response to a potentially stupid question? I think I overdid it again.
There you go, overthinking again. To answer that, not really. I was usually pretty forward at that age, and asked whatever was on my mind, like that, or what certain words in books meant. I did do that while growing up, on the other hand, when I was a little more self-aware about what people thought about me.
I gotcha. Whenever that happened, nobody ever reacted the way I wanted them to. They either gave me a weird look or ignored me. A part of me had to think about why they acted that way and how I could avoid that. My hand breaks away from hers as I let out a yawn and stretch my arms outwards. Life is just really strange like that sometimes. Everything seems to hit me right now. That's when I roll over on my right side and lightly press my face against her tummy. Nap time, babe. Once I close my eyes, I feel some shifting around and my head falls right on her couch. Becoming confused, I toss over to my left side to see what's going on. With somewhat blurry vision, Yuri makes her way on the couch to lay next to me. Instinctively, we wrap our arms around each other, whereas my head rests above her chest now.
Nap time it is, then. 7th.
Is this Natsuki's perspective this time?
7:30 p.m.
You have reached the mail or voicemail box of...
Ah! Angrily pressing the end call button, I place my phone back in my purse and begin walking to the bookstore. The nerve of her! And that's the 3rd time, too! She's probably with her stupid boy toy right now. Freaking... A guy she doesn't even know brings in a dumb kid's book and oh sure, she'll read that, but not even want to read any manga I bring in.
To be fair, that kid's book is pretty hardcore in the graphic detail department.
Not even the ones I think are scary. A relationship good enough to argue with each other? My ass! The cars that pass by send a gust of wind my way, which make me wish I'd brought a jacket. I hope that my dad gives me money to go clothes shopping next week. I know what I'm buying. Once I've made it to the bookstore, I stop and breathe a bit to calm down before going in. Alright, let's get this over with. Jeez, the things I do for my friends. As I step in the bookstore and take another deep breath, the smell of brand new books fills my nose, which makes me feel more at ease. My eyes intuitively lock onto the manga section, and I start walking over there, but I stop in my tracks and remember I should find something for Yuri.
1 second, please. I need to check this BG. I've seen this background before in other mods, but I saw it with a floor that better matches the school, so I don't know why there are like 2 versions of this. That's a little weird to me. Peculiar. I didn't skip anything, did I? I did. I suck. More easy. Earnest into the manga section. Okay, no, I didn't miss it. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. We're good.
Let's get that done first. I'll see if the newest release of Parfait Girls is out after this. Scanning the aisles on the opposite side of the store, I stop at the fiction section in attempts to find something Yuri would like. That's when I place a finger along the shelved books and slide it across the spines of them. The first one I see is different from the others, as it's plain white. Grabbing it and pulling it out, it's got a picture of a clock on it. Relapse? I think Sayori told me about this one, maybe another time. A book that's a cotton candy pink color with 4 chibi girls on it catches my eye. Before, during, and after the stories? I heard it's good, a bit confusing though. After that is a light sky blue colored book with black music notes on it. Leaving Song? I heard that one sucks. Something about being too edgy.
What is it?
My finger bumps into a light purple, almost pinkish book that's bulging out. Its color reminds me of heliotrope flowers that my mom loved so much. Fallen Angel? Yeah, that sounds like something she'd like. I bet it has a good ending, too. Pfft.
Oh, these references.
8 p.m. Just like yesterday, I'm on my way back home from walking Hallie back to his house. After the two of us woke up from nap time, he got up, stretched a bit, got some water, and the two of us resumed reading my book for a little while. It felt nice having his head on my shoulder while we read. Dare I say there was a maternal feeling to it. On the walk back to his place, he kept on bobbing his head up and down every now and then, and his hands were unusually fidgety, but I didn't mind. I just liked being around him. I've never felt this comfortable, this safe around anyone else, and I'll always appreciate all he's done for me so far. The aromatic atmosphere has nearly disappeared, and my house seems a little more quiet, lonely. He's not here to fill the void. As I blankly stare at the mess in front of my sink, my eyes land on the plate that he and I ate off of. It feels a little surreal, sharing the same plate with him. Almost felt like an indirect kiss. It just felt right, like Monica said. And then there was... Slowly walking over to my couch, I stand there and stare at the imprints where nap time happened. Picturing how he and I must have looked from a bird's eye view, remembering how it felt, holding him tight against my chest, brings a weird electrical feeling that shakes me to my core. It feels right. Flopping down onto the couch, stomach first, and forcefully inhaling, the familiar scent of an hour ago excites me. It's just like him, like us. Rolling around the couch and bathing in our scent excites me more than it should. I want this smell to last forever. What I would give to have him right here, right now, for us to be like that again. Maybe without our clothes next time. To feel his skin pressed against mine. To share more than just warmth between us. To have part of him inside me somehow. Grab a knife, then. Do it. He's used one. Have your blood flow down your arm. Mix his scent with yours. Eyes awakening at the thought, and without another word, I quickly get off the couch and rush up the stairs to my bedroom. Once I've quickly shut the door to my room, my knife collection on the wall is in sight. Making my way over there, I immediately grab the purple and black knife Hallie used last week. Flipping it open to inspect it shows a fingerprint still on the blade. That must be his. I want part of him in me, now. It takes no time for me to pull my left sleeve away. Once I see the bandages that Hallie placed on my arm yesterday, I stop myself before placing and resting the edge of the knife on my arm.
Don't say that.
Huh?
You don't have to anymore.
No, but I want to. I need it. I want to see my blood run down my arm, all over my couch. I want part of me to be where Hallie was. I need it. After removing the bandages from my arm and seeing the cuts looking a little better, I'm remembering how he helped out yesterday. How good it felt to have him put so much love and care into my arm. Something else he said comes to mind.
Text me, call me, start banging on my door, wake me up in the middle of the night. Please, just anything.
As I stare at the knife sitting on my arm, there's an all-out roar going on in my head, almost as if a storm is passing. My attention is diverted to my stuffed animals that Hallie got me that I have laying on my bed. They've been watching me the whole time. I can feel their inanimate eyes stare into my soul.
No, Lady Yuri, please don't do it.
What would your hero think if he found out? No. He'd probably be disappointed in me. I don't want him to cry over me again. This isn't right.
Please, just anything.
With the sadness of how Hallie would react overcoming me, I reluctantly close my knife and put it back on my shelf. As guilt washes over me, I can't help but bury my head in my hands and let these feelings flow through me. Once I'm able to lift my head up, my focus is on the knife display in front of me. The gold-tipped knife with the faux wood handle grabs my attention. Grabbing it and flipping it open, I stare mindlessly at it, ignoring the reflection of myself on the blade. This one has never been used for that. I shouldn't ruin this one. Carefully retracting the knife and placing it back on the display, I let out a big sigh. I don't think I want to be here right now. I'd rather spend time with Hallie. He'll know what to do. Leaving my room and walking down the stairs, I grab my bag that's by my front door. Exiting and locking up my house, I swiftly start walking to Hallie's house.
proud of you, Yuri. You didn't do the thing. 20 minutes later.